bargain hunters. Did you know there's a war going on? Not the kind with tanks and missiles, though we'll get to those later, but a trade war. It's the U.S. versus China, and your shopping cart is the battleground. See, China's been getting really good at selling stuff directly to you right through their websites, bypassing the middleman, cutting prices, winning hearts and wallets. American companies? Not so thrilled. They're crying foul, claiming unfair competition. And the U.S. government? Well, they're listening. Buckle up, folks, because things are about to get interesting. Remember when you could only find Chinese goods at, well, stores? Those days are long gone. Now, with a few clicks, you can have anything from a phone case to a power drill delivered straight from Shenzhen to your doorstep. And the prices? Let's just say American companies are feeling the heat. They're used to being the big dogs, but China's playing a different game. A game where they offer cheaper goods, faster shipping, and a whole lot of convenience. It's a recipe for success, and it's shaking up the entire global market. This direct-to-consumer strategy is a game changer. It's like China brought a bazooka to a knife fight. American businesses are scrambling to adapt, but it's tough to compete with a country that's playing by its own rules. And that's where things get really complicated. Because when one side feels like the other is cheating, well, that's when the trade war sirens start blaring. Okay, so maybe war's a bit dramatic, but tense trade negotiations? Totally accurate. See, the US and China haven't exactly been best buddies in the global marketplace. The US accuses China of unfair trade practices, think stealing intellectual property and manipulating currency to make their goods cheaper. China denies it all, of course. But things came to a head in 2018 when then-President Trump slapped tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese imports. China retaliated with tariffs of their own, and just like that, we were in a trade war. Now tariffs are basically taxes on imported goods. The idea is to make foreign products more expensive, encouraging people to buy domestic. Sounds good in theory, right? The problem is, tariffs hurt everyone. American businesses and consumers end up paying more for goods, and the Chinese market for American products shrinks. It's a lose-lose situation. Fast forward to 2025, and those tariffs are still in place. The Biden administration has been trying to ease tensions, but it's a delicate dance. Both sides want to protect their own interests, which means finding common ground is like herding cats. And to make things even more complicated, there's a new player on. Remember those tanks and missiles we mentioned earlier? Turns out they rely on some pretty obscure materials called rare earth elements. And guess what? China controls most of the world's supply. We're talking essential ingredients for everything from smartphones and electric cars to fighter jets and guided missiles. So, when China starts talking about restricting rare earth exports, people get nervous. See, China's been dropping hints about using their rare earth dominance as leverage in the trade war. It's a bold move, but a risky one. On the one hand, it gives them a lot of power. On the other hand, it could backfire spectacularly. If the US and its allies decide to invest heavily in developing their own rare earth sources, China could lose its grip on the market. It's a high-stakes game of chicken, and nobody knows for sure who's going to blink first. So, what's the solution to this whole trade war mess? If only it were that simple. Some experts say the US needs to get tough on China, forcing them to play by the rules. Others argue for a more diplomatic approach, finding ways to cooperate and address mutual concerns. And then there are those who believe the US needs to focus on strengthening its own economy and reducing its dependence on China. The truth is, there's no easy answer. This is a complex issue with no quick fixes. It's going to take a combination of economic strategies, diplomatic efforts, and maybe even a little bit of luck to find a way forward. But one thing's for sure, the outcome of this trade war will have major implications for the global economy for years to come, so buckle up folks, it's gonna be a bumpy ride.